fam, how you guys doing? Tribe, this is going to be your Basketball Wives review, season 7, episode 13. Go ahead and hit that subscribe button, and I hope you like this video. So we start off, we see Shawnee meeting up with her business partners. I ain't mad at you, Shawnee. You know, let me tell y'all something. I said this in the beginning. There's a lot of money to be made in the weed business now that it's becoming legal. And not to get racial or political, but the opportunities have not been there as abundantly for minority owners as they have been for other people. And so, Shawnee, do your thing, boo. Like, I hope she does open her dispensaries, and I hope it is because it's a lot of money to be made. Like, it's money hand over fist. It's just hard to get your foot in the door. But once you get in, hunty. So we see her meeting with her business partners. They had a vape shop. Now, she had a hard time figuring out how that vape worked, but once she figured it out, y'all saw her took that pull, right? Shawnee ain't new to this. Shawnee know what the hell she doing, you know what I'm saying? And they decided they need to take a trip to Amsterdam for research. See the lounges and see some of the businesses that are popping off in Amsterdam and all that good stuff. So y'all know that's going to be their trip. You know, everybody's going to be invited, except for a few. We'll get there. And, so then we see Kristen talking to her mom about her problems with Cece. And basically what I picked up from that, what the gist of that conversation I got was that Kristen, you know, she really wants to resolve it, you know, family first, but she feels like she's too nice to Cece and that Cece doesn't really understand what the crux of the problem is. Let me tell you something. I said before, and I'll keep saying it, I really don't understand their conflict. They have they're seeing things from two totally different lenses that I don't even understand what they don't understand. Because, you know, you've heard the saying, yours, mine, and the truth has three versions of the story. Yours, your version, my version, and the truth. But usually there are some commonality in the stories. I saw it one way, you saw it another way, but we can at least agree that we were at the store when the event happened. They can't even admit they were at the same mall, much less the store. I don't understand. It's just crazy to me. Like, I just don't get it. But, because later on, we're going to have a conversation with Cece. And I'll be honest with you, I'm just as confused. I don't know if they're building up, if they're like creating drama for the purposes of the show, or if there are a lot of underlying issues that they kept pushing aside until this conflict on the show, and now all this stuff is bubbling up. Because now Byron talking about, I don't want to go out to dinner because I always end up picking up the tab, and just, it seems like stuff is coming up. Now she talking about how Byron doesn't see her daughter as much as he used to, and that's other bullshit. And that's bullshit that's been happening long before this show, you know. So they were playing this one big happy family, you know, kumbaya at the beginning of the season, and now we're seeing a lot of cracks in the foundation of what was, you know. So anyway, we'll get back to them because, like I said, it comes up again later on in the episode. So then we see Tammy talking to Reggie, and she basically lets Reggie know, look, I just don't think I'm ready for marriage. I'm worried that our relationship will change. You know, I don't want, you know, at this point, I don't think I want any more children, and I know you do, and I don't want to be the person that, you know, is the reason why you're not getting what you want. Like, she was honest with him about how she was feeling, and of course he took it really hard. Like, you could tell it was like a punch gut. You know what I mean? He's like, I don't, you know, because I'm sure he's thinking, I don't already bought the ring. Like, we didn't already had this conversation. Like, I thought we were already on the same page. And so you see that she's really, really, you know, stressing out over it, and it's a lot, you know. And so that was that scene, and you know, you could tell there's love there. There's definitely love there, but she's just afraid. And I understand, and I know somebody in my comments was saying, well, she knew he wanted kids and this, that, and the other, and she did, and she tried to have them. Like, she had 2 miscarriages. So it's not that she didn't try. It's not like she was like, oh, I know he want kids, and hell nah. It just, her body it's not working. And I can understand her not wanting to try again. That's a lot. It's a lot to lose a child. But at the same time, you have to understand that he wants kids, and that would be a sacrifice for him at this point. You know, now I think they could adopt. I think Tammy just ain't trying to change no diapers. And I don't blame her for that either. I don't blame her for that either. So then we have, that was that. Then we have Tammy meeting up with Malaysia and Zale. Zale done found his way into a couple of more scenes this episode. Um, they're talking about the whole Jennifer piece. Of course, Jennifer ain't shit, blah, 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 blah. How Jennifer was tripping tonight, and how she was trying to really goad Tammy into hitting her or causing a bigger scene. And then they started talking about, Malaysia was talking about a charity event that she's going to do, how she gives a lot of her clothes to a women's shelter, which I encourage everybody. We did this project with one of my organizations that I'm in. I encourage everybody to seek out the local women's shelter in your area and donate. A lot of times women, when they're going into shelters, all they can take is the clothes on their back. And if they have kids, the same thing. When you're trying to get away from abusive person, abusive relationship, a lot of times you don't have time to pack no bags, or you can't. You're not in a position to pack any bags. The kids, you can't let the kids know what's going on, because unfortunately kids talk without realizing that they're talking. So a lot of times with abusive relationships, women are starting from scratch. They need everything you could think of. They need everything from cleaning products when they move into a new home, to clothes to go interviewing, just basic stuff. Think of a college student going away for the first time and what you would buy for them to set up a dorm room and to get them started as far as clothes and stuff, and if there are kids involved. So I know I went off on a little tangent, but this is one of the charities that I think was a really, really good charity. And so Malaysia was saying that she wants to sort of do an open closet type situation where she has the retail space and she's having people donate clothing, and that people can come in, the women can come in and just basically take whatever's in their size and whatever they can fit. And I think that is a wonderful, wonderful idea. I think that was a wonderful charity situation, and hats off to Malaysia and everybody else who helped that. Because again, I would just encourage you in your area to just, and it don't have to be nothing big. It could be gift cards. They'll even take gift cards, so people can go out and get whatever they need on their own. But a lot of times the purpose of the shelter is for it to be temporary, to help them move into a home. And with that, I'm done. As James would say, off my soapbox. All right. But it was a great scene, so we'll see how that goes later on. So then we see Shawnee meeting up with Evelyn. Now, look, y'all. Jackie, not Evelyn. I'm sorry, Jackie. And Jackie looks cute. I like them shades she have on this in this particular scene. But Shawnee is telling Jackie about the trip to Amsterdam, and them doing the research, and that's gonna be their little girls trip. And Jackie's like, okay, cool, but who all going? And that's when they decide that she's like, let's invite OG. And, Shawnee was like, I don't really know a whole lot about this OG chick, but I know she going through a lot, so I'm going to go ahead and extend the invitation. And then she was like, well, what about Cece? And Shawnee was like, you know what? I don't even know if Cece likes me, because she don't really talk to me. She hasn't really come to me and given me any type of, warm, fuzzy feelings. I don't know what's up. And, but they agreed to invite Cece. So at the end of the day, everybody's invited except for Jennifer. They decide, she's like, Jennifer, I don't want that energy. I don't want to deal with that. I don't want no arguing. I don't want none of that. Jennifer, no, you can't come. So Jackie was kind of like, okay, I get it, but, that kind of thing. But they decide, so it was, and, Jackie had to take it to the red light district, and, seeing naked women and sexual. Y'all know she had to go there. I'm not going to. She gonna be talking about sex for the next 3 episodes while they in Amsterdam. Lord have mercy. Y'all know how Jackie is. But Tammy's not going to Amsterdam because she said she just needs to focus on things that are going on with her and Reggie, and just make sure that they're in a good place. But yeah, she's just not ready to go. And I get it. She also don't want to deal with Evelyn. I get that too. 120%. Because that would just be a whole lot of arguing across seas for no damn reason. Because there's just no way in the world they ever going to get along. Alright, so then we get to the event where Malaysia and Tammy's there. Jackie comes through with some clothes. Zale is there, of course. And he's actually decent in this scene. He's helping the women. He's being very positive. He's a stylist, so he's helping women try clothes on and get their fits and stuff. He was decent in this scene. He really was. He wasn't extra. He wasn't doing too much. So OG shows up. Oh, Tammy tells a story about, when she was young, how her mother lost her job and they actually lived in her mom's car. And, you know, that's a lot. And she said, I understand how things can just change on a dime and how a woman can go from, she said, most people are just one paycheck away, which that is so true. That is so true. You 1 or 2 paychecks away from ending up wherever. And so she talked about her real story. And she said, so, stuff like this really has a special place in her heart. And I can definitely understand that. OG shows up. She don't have no clothes. She said she forgot. So you got in your car, you started your car, and you said, I'm going to this charity event for Malaysia. And all Malaysia asked us to do was to bring some clothes. Clean out my closet. Drop a couple of things in a bag that I don't wear no more. That's in good condition. And you get there and you get out the car and realize you don't have nothing. I don't understand. And she said she had a rough day. She had a flat tire and all this other stuff. Okay. She said, well, I almost feel like I should go next door and buy something. Zell talking about something in the store right there. And she was like, this group of women just don't let you just live anything down. You forget one little thing and they just don't let you live it down. You forgot the donation for the charity event that you came to. I don't understand how you forgot. And at some point you remember while you were driving. And either, yes, you should have pulled over, picked up a couple of outfits from somewhere, or damn, turned around and called and texted and said, look, y'all, I'm running a little bit late. I left the stuff sitting on the porch. It has happened. I get that. But don't act like they wrong for looking at you crazy because you showed up without no clothes. Don't. They ain't wrong in that. But anyway, OG had her hair in a fro. Now, I don't know if that was a fro wig or if that was her natural hair picked out, but I thought it looked really cute on her. I thought that was a nice switch up for her. It was a nice look. I wasn't crazy about her makeup, but I did. I liked the afro. I did. I thought it was really cute on her. It gave her a different look. Then Zell got real shady, y'all, at the end. It was like, we're going to take a pictures for everybody who donated. He going to give the camera to OG talking about something. Can you take the picture of us for everybody who donated, for everybody who bought something? Can you take the picture? Zell a mess. But like I said, this level of shade I can handle from him. Sometimes he over the top, but this one he was cool. He was real cool. I'm not going to talk about nothing else about that event. But anyway, Tammy and OG got to talking a little bit. And she was just telling OG about the whole marriage thing and how her and Reggie just aren't really in a good place right now. Because, things are just not going really well for... not going well, but about the whole marriage situation. And, just getting OG caught up on that. So then we see Evelyn and Shawnee. Shawnee got this big-ass life-size Connect 4 game that she's playing. Talking about something I play to win and I love to play. And here's the thing, I've seen those before, like at adult game nights and stuff like that. I've seen like big Jenga games. They're fun. They're very fun. But anyway, they got real competitive, whatever. Shawnee was telling Evelyn about the Amsterdam trip. And she's telling her who's going and all that other stuff. And that Tammy can't go. And of course, Evelyn was like, oh, yes, hallelujah. The witch is going to stay here, blah, blah, blah. She was like, well, can Jen go? I mean, since Tammy's not going to be there, I think Jen should be able to come. And Shawnee was like, absolutely not. She said, Jen won't be there on my trip. No, ma'am. No, ma'am, she won't. And I just don't understand why Evelyn is riding so hard for Jen. Like, I don't understand how Jen gets a pass from Evelyn. I can understand you saying I want to still be friends with her. Like, that's fine. But the fact that you are giving this woman a pass, I'm surprised. I thought Evelyn would be the one to jump up on her ass. But anyway, she's really riding hard for Jennifer to go on this damn trip. And, then Shawnee lets her know that OG's going. And, Evelyn kind of gave a little side eye a little bit for OG. And then she said Cece. And Evelyn was like, why is she going? I'm going to bring my taxes. I'm bringing my taxes because she had the nerve to question my job. So I'm going to let her know that I work. I put my daughter through college with what I make. I don't think Cece wrong for questioning your employment situation. I just don't. Ain't nobody ever say you ain't had no money. The question was how you earning it. That's all it was. I'm gonna let that go. I'm gonna just leave that. Right there. But yeah, I don't think that was and honestly, in the context of what Cece was saying, Cece wasn't just saying, she was like, look, you're questioning my job and you're questioning my what's the word I'm looking for, y'all? Questioning my ethics, and things of that nature. She was like, let me come on your job. Let me see what you do all day long. Like, I know what I do. I run a business. I'm making money. I'm a certified this, and I've done this, and I've done that. She was just like, I'm just questioning, So I mean, yeah, it was a dig, but it wasn't out of the realm of where she was coming from, because y'all was coming after her and her job. So she came after y'all and y'all's job. Like, let's not stop acting like Cece was out of the clear blues making comments. She was responding to the shit y'all put out. And when Cece called y'all Tweedledum and Tweedledummer, again, she responded to y'all shit. Anyway, then we got this scene with Shawnee and her sons. Look, I done told y'all before, I don't think it's a good idea for her to let them move off, had their own spot off campus. She was talking about how Sharif, Miles is so responsible and he'll make a great manager for Sharif, and how Sharif need to be focusing on school, and Miles likes to party, so she not really sure about it. You done already said it's not a good idea. Like, you're already saying you don't think it's a good idea. So why are you doing this? Let Sharif take his happy ass on campus. First of all, I said this before, and I'm going to say it one more time. He needs to be on campus to socialize with people on campus. He needs to get out of his bubble, meet different people, because the thing, when I got to college, I met so many people from so many different walks of life. Up until this point, Sharif has been around people like him. He's gone to private school, lived in nice neighborhoods, made nice trips, traveled first class or private jet, had whatever his heart desired. He's a sought after athlete on top of that. So the accolades have been coming to him, not just because of who his father is. He needs to be on campus and socializing with some folk outside of that world he's grown up in. He needs to socialize with his teammates. Like, they're living together on campus. He needs to socialize with his teammates, at least for the first year. And then if they want to get an apartment off campus, that's cool. But you already saying it's not going to be a good thing with Miles. But then in the next breath, you talking about how Miles is so responsible and he's going to be running one of your dispensaries, and you think it's a great idea. So, Shawnee, whatever, honey. I don't think it's a good idea, and I think it's going, if they do actually show it, I think it's going to be some problems. But whatever. Jackie and Cece. Here's the second half of the whole Cece Kristen thing. So now Cece talking, and Cece acting like she has absolutely no idea what the problem is. And she starts talking about, when Kristen said she was pregnant, she didn't tell them. Like, they kept it to be a surprise. And by the time Kristen and her husband told Cece and Byron that she was pregnant, they had already planned a trip to the Philippines for her due date, and they missed the delivery. There are a lot of things wrong in that story, so let's dissect it a little bit at a time. First one is, you said that she kept her pregnancy a secret, and by the time y'all found out, y'all had already planned a trip to the Philippines for her due date. So a pregnancy is a 9-month process, give or take weeks or months, depending on some situations. But generally speaking, we're talking about a 9-month process. Now, a lot of times women don't like to tell people until they're out of their first trimester, because a lot of things can happen. That's your most high risk time period for things to happen with the baby. So generally speaking, most women don't say nothing until after the first semester. I said semester, y'all, trimester. Now, after about 4 to 5 months, again, depending on the stature of the woman, her size, and things of that nature, she starts to show. Certainly by 6 months, it's pretty obvious that there's a baby coming. So let's just assume for a moment that they told Kristen and Byron once she could no longer hide it physically. That means y'all had a good 3-4 months before the baby was coming. You mean to tell me that y'all couldn't reschedule y'all trip to the Philippines for a couple of weeks so he could be there for the birth of his grandchild? Now, I know she's from the Philippines, so maybe there were some specific things going on in regards to her family in the Philippines. I get that. And maybe those types of things are not flexible. But if you were just going on a trip to visit your family and y'all was staying for a couple of weeks, I don't understand why y'all couldn't have pushed that back a couple of weeks. Byron is comfortable financially, so it's not like y'all losing $150 deposit or something would be a problem. Airfare, you could switch your flights. Yeah, they charge you a fee, but you could switch the flights out. Hotels, generally speaking, you can cancel. No problem. So I don't understand why that was an issue. And again, y'all bringing up old shit because her daughter 3 years old. So why are we or two, whatever? Why are we still talking about the birth? That should have been something that should have been resolved. So again, neither one of y'all even know what the fuck y'all mad about, and y'all are bringing up stuff that happened years ago that don't have nothing to do with this show. So y'all need to fix it. I have a feeling they're gonna fix it in Amsterdam, but anyway, y'all need to fix it. Tammy and oh boy, Tammy and Reggie. Reggie meets up with Tammy at this beautiful, look like a Chinese restaurant or a Asian themed restaurant. Um, they're talking, and Reggie was like, I know I've been a little standoffish these last couple of weeks. Well, I don't know how long it's been. He said, but you really threw a lot at me, and I really needed time to process, which is true, valid. He said, I love you, and I had to make a decision whether I wanted to be in this relationship and sacrifice some things I really wanted, or love you and deal with it. Like basically, like I have to. If I stay with you, then I know I gotta accept the fact that one, we might not get married no time soon, and two, I may never have my own children, and I need to know if I'm okay with that. And I had to process whether I was okay accepting that. And he said he did. He said he loved her, and he would just have to make those adjustments and the deal with the sacrifices and accept the sacrifices that he knew he was making by choosing to be with her. So, it all worked out. Teddy was all smiles, and she said, if I didn't know, if we hadn't had that conversation, and I would think this is the place you were going to propose to me because it's so beautiful here. He was like, yeah, we ain't ready for that yet. No, we ain't ready for that. And they not. They're not. And so, but I think that I can appreciate, even though I may not necessarily agree with Tammy, I can appreciate she was honest and let him know before it got too far down the road. Man, I really think a lot of it, I think the baby thing is a big part of it. And I also think she's just nervous. I mean, when you've been in a marriage and you had failed marriages and so publicly failed marriages, that's a lot. And so I think that's really a lot of what it is. So, but I think they should look into surrogacy or adoption. I mean, I think she just can't physically carry the baby, but if they could get her egg and his sperm, mix it up and cook it somewhere else in another pot. I don't know. Anyway, y'all let me know what y'all think. Drop it in them comments. Peace.